Okay, good morning. Welcome back to 1d8+1, the Leonal Orbs. Question here was about the build of my recording and my camera type thing. Can take, so that's kind of useful. In that type of sense, uh, what we're looking at here is the point spending of building the Constitution into a character. Of keynote type thing in that type of sense, here once again I'll use my slides from yesterday, is your add-on per level type thing. And then that here is not that any other math has been created type thing. That is a 5 points, and a 14 type thing in that type of sense to build up your constitution. Now I went ahead and did it in reverse type thing in that type of sense, mainly because this process goes extremely wrong type thing in order, in that type of thing. So like in there type thing, they have in the book they have, or on online type thing in that type of sense through Pathfinder, they've got score, and then from score, like hold on here, from score they go to point, and then they go to modifier. And so in that way I changed it around type thing to the process, to the way you would write it down when your first number that you write down is actually your points number, not your score. And I think once that gets reversed, it's starting to create some voodoo, fugly math type thing in that type of sense, because the numbers are going against themselves. That's one part of the problem. The other part of the problem is that we're very clone identified type thing towards uh, a certain number type thing. So like now you see the 14 type thing in that type of sense, but you can get a 15 for 7 points, and a 16 for 10 points, and a 17 for 13 points, and an 18 for 17 points type thing in that type of sense. And so in that type of sense, but we still treat the 14 as the max on that scale type thing. And you see the depth of it type thing in that type of sense. It is not at the highest one, but it is at the highest accepted one of stock portfolio standard investment type thing, standard practices and techniques. And so in that type of sense, once you kind of uh, exit the standard practice out of your head type thing, and that you can make your own deck construction type thing, even though you're using guidance type thing in that type of sense, then you can go on to make your character type thing in that, and get the hit points or development that you want it to do. And so that's complicated. Let me go ahead and put this down here, give that there, and um, the same thing is true for in uh, making things associated with it. The Barbarian type thing in that type of sense is the person who does Constitution, but they have lower armor class type thing in that type of sense. But once again, of doing the Moby Dick or Samson type thing or something like that, of like righteous strength, or of doing somebody of what do you call um, of lineage of mice of man, or of 13 warrior type thing, and guys of that type of unnatural strength type thing in that type of sense. Um, See here, you can make a character that has uh, Apocalypse Now standing of strength and stature type thing, or not. You know, you can use it to correct for it type thing. But um, it is it's definitely not against the rules type thing as often implied. Okay, there. Okay, there. Like now, let's see here. That is a that's the Constitution there. That's the location once again by the foot of the character type thing. And in there you'll see +4 bonus to strength and +4 bonus to Constitution type thing right there. So in that there's +4 bonus to strength and Constitution, and there's a special type thing in the top column. And that's fast movement and a literacy, and then right next to it type thing, that's rage once per day. It's probably a little hard to see type thing in that type of sense. So rage in that type of sense is going to add not only 4 to strength type thing, which is the numerator part of the fraction type thing, but plus 4 bonus to constitution too as well. And so in that type of sense, that's going to change a lot of things, which it isn't. So in that type of thing, which it is, that's 14 constitution. So I'm going to spend 5 points from that out of my 20 type thing. That's going to go to a 15 type thing. So that's 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15 type thing in that type of sense. You've got 15 points remaining in that. Now I'm going to get take this highlighter off here. I'm going to put this over this highlighter here type thing. And that's a d12 hit points per level, which I made d12 hit points per level type thing in that type of sense. And then in that type of thing, I'm going to take the 5 points type thing in that type of sense and put a pointer near that and put 5 over that baby. And then I'm going to put 14 over that. Now that's my points. That's my points. It spent 5 points. And then it got a result of a score of 14 type thing. And then I need to go find the modifier associated with a 14 score. So that's 14 there, taking that type of sense. And then that's going to be a +2 modifier. Like that. So now in that type of sense, we went from 5 points on an ability of 14, and then that ability 14 score type thing, or attribute score or ability score had a 2 modifier. But now we haven't added, in that type of sense, 4 to that mark type thing on the 14 for the Constitution Rage type thing, which would give an added 4 type thing in that type of sense to the 14 base type thing, which would be 4 to 0 type thing in that type of sense. But their first score type thing in that type of thing with Rage was 14. I'm going to add 4 to that type of thing, which is going to make 18. So now that's 18, and 18 has a different modifier, which 18 has the same modifier as +2, and it's +4 actually taking in that type of sense. So now in that, that's +4. Use a d8 taking in that type of sense. There's now we went from a 2 modifier to a 4 modifier in hit points, not in strength just thing. We read that was +4 to strength and +4 to constitution. And constitution type thing is a strength thing. Okay, here. And it goes back here. And that's constitution type thing there. And then constitution represents your character's health and stamina. A constitution bonus increases a character's hit points, so the ability is important for all classes. And then there is the 14 type thing there. Right there. And then in there type thing also as well is the 18. And the 18 has that +4 modifier. Try to straighten that up a little bit. And so right there with my contradiction, you feel how guided and paradoxed is the creation type thing, or ritualistic type thing, ritual branding type thing, that type of sense, the ritual brand strategy type thing, to change like dishwasher soap type thing, that type of sense. There's a lot of cohesion to stay with the soap brand that they were using type thing, and not switch out of to a Procter and Gamble brand, or away from a Procter and Gamble. Procter and Gamble, I'm not sure if that's his last name or something of that nature, but anyway type thing, it's so guided type thing for that number. I think it's Procter and Gamble type thing. In that number type thing, in that type of sense, there's a lot of apprehension to moving to a new brand or a new strategy type thing in that type of sense. It has to be that way type thing in that type of sense. It has to be the way that it was always done in a time machine way beforehand type thing, rather than just going with the new adjustment. So that's what's going on there. Put those a little bit too close. 14 to 14 and 14 to 18 type thing, and that improves your modifier. So we're gonna do, in that type of sense, we're gonna do, well, I'm not sure if I can or not. I'm gonna try to. That's a modifier type thing, and so that's 14. That's 2 type thing in that type of sense. So this is 2, and then from that 2 type thing, I guess I could use d8s type thing. That's 2 type thing here. That's your Constitution modifier that goes with your hit dice type thing. And the first level you don't roll, but we're going to assume that every roll type thing out of that was going to be the max on that thing. Now, in that type of thing, you're looking straight at the die type thing in that type of sense, and there's 11 and a 10, and that is more max than 12, or 12's, or 9's more max than 12, or 7's more max than 12, or 8's more max than 12 type thing. But the 12 type thing, there's the other side type thing there too, and that's its lower numbers type thing. There is the 12, and I believe every level you get a hit die type thing. And so here we have to go through here type thing in that type of sense, and its automation type thing is extremely complicated and needs probably a computer, or in that case the right brand strategy setup type thing. There's a hit die, and from there that's page 23 type thing. There's your hit die type thing, and then that's D12, and that's Barbarian. And then from there, a character, there's a backpack type thing, which that's a backpack. And in that, a character rolls one hit die each time he or she gains a new level, then applies any Constitution modifier to the roll, and as a result to his or her hit point total. Thus, a character has the same number of hit dice as levels. For his or her first hit die, a first level character gets the maximum hit points rather than rolling, although Constitution modifiers, positive or negative, still apply. For example, Valdania gets a d8 hit die because she's a druid. At first level, she gets 8 hit points instead of rolling. Since she has a Constitution score of 13, she applies a +1 bonus, raising her hit points to 9. When she reaches second level and every level thereafter, Vandania's player rolls a d8, adds 1 for a Constitution bonus, and then adds the total to Vandania's hit points. So, and that's not 0 type thing, because now when we go to second level type thing, that's 12 there and 12 and 2 there type thing, which is 0. So 0 plus 12 is 12 type thing in total, and it isn't type thing. It's 12 plus 2 plus the next 12 type thing in that type of sense. So we're going to use a character feat type thing, and from there type thing, we're going to now, I guess I'll do this without rage type thing, or with rage. I'll do it without rage. That's 2 type thing in that type of sense. Plus, that's another 2 per level type thing. And then in that type of thing, that's 2 per level. And which I probably should have set up beforehand, type thing in that type of sense. And that's 2. And then that's 2. And all these are an addition type thing in that type of sense, not just one frame of mind type thing. Get one value roll in your head type thing in that type of sense, and then there could have been like 30 or so points that you could have easily had in your character type thing that you put out of your head as possible when it was possible there. So it's 1 type thing in that type of sense. And now I'm going to take this 14 here, and I'm going to put that there, and we're not going to put on rage. That's 14, and then that's second, and that's third, and then that's fourth, and that's fifth. That's from a number line, and that's 6. And let me put that back. That's 6, that's 5, that's 4, that's 3, that's 2, and 1. So that's a number line type thing. And then in the next part type thing in that type of sense, I am going to show, let's see here, the addition up to that type of thing, and so that we can find our total points that are associated with a Barbarian at 8th level type thing. Okay, thanks.